Yeah. Like I said, we had a lot of fun when we were kids. You know, I used to get picked on a lot though. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when one time I was in the seventh grade at the time, the sixth grade, and these girls all got together. You know, 4 or 5 girls. You know, and I wanted to be there. Sorry, Lorraine, you can't. You're not old enough yet. We're talking real. Forgot what she said. I don't know how she said it, but we're talking. Well, anyway, we serious. So I had to sit back, you know. So finally, one of the girls told me. She said, "You know what they're talking about?" I said, "No." She said, "You know, I don't think you'd understand." She said, "But we have periods when you get to be a certain age."
Mm.
I said, couldn't imagine that. My mother never was one to talk like that.
Yeah.
You know? They were old fashioned. They never talked sex or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Never warned you about boys or no, I didn't do that. Just don't play with boys. That's all they'd say, you know.
Lovely.
So anyway, I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "I want to know more, you know." So when I know more, I'll tell you.
Oh,
She was a good friend of mine.
it sounds it.
Oh God. Another time they were going to do something. I forgot what it was. It was some game they had. And they said, "No, you can't play. You're too short." So anyway, one of the girls that was supposed to play, she broke, she fractured her leg.
Okay.
And they didn't know at the time what it was, but she hurt herself. So they had to have somebody, so they let me play.
Mm-hmm.
I made more scores than anybody. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So they used to let me play. I'm not worrying on my side, they'd say.
Right.
When they play team. So, but see, my father taught us a lot too, you know. I think of it now, my poor mother and father, you know, all those kids.
Mm.
My father'd say, the kids would be out, "If you be quiet," he said, "the old man over there is trying to take a nap." We had a neighbor, and then they had this old, their father, one of them, somebody was pretty old,
Mm-hmm.
and he complained about the kids who couldn't take a nap, they made too much noise.
Mm-hmm.
You know? He said, you gotta be quiet, you know. So then he said, "If you're quiet, we'll go and make some popcorn." Well, I tell you, you couldn't hear a sound out of those kids, you know. So then after he brought him in, my father made popcorn, but you know, on the stove.
Yep.
In a wire bath. We didn't have electric poppers then.
Yep.
You know, and he made big kernels he'd make. I don't know how he did it. And he put butter, you know, and we'd sit there, and that's when the games would come out after Parcheesi or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to wash your hands after.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, "Meme," my mother, they call her Meme, it's French.
Mm-hmm.
He was Pepe, she was Meme, you know. You know that,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, I knew that. You've told me that. Yep.
Anyway, that's what we did. Like I said, we had a great time when we were kids. Like I said, Poor's Church, mine's, but we had it. It seems so we always done something good, you know.
Yeah.
And if you had a good report card, you'd get something special, you know, an extra piece of fudge or something.
Yeah.
I never did. I never had a good report card. Not like my sister did.
Yeah.
She always had A's and she did good. No.
Yeah, but I think you did pretty good for yourself.
Yeah. So anyway, my father said, "You got to stop looking at." The nuns used to get me mad because where I was sitting, the cemetery was right on my left side. You could see all the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And my father told me that I had a sister there, and he showed me one day where her stone, you could hardly make it out.
Mm-hmm.
It was there so long. She was 5 years old, and she died of pneumonia. And my father showed me what it was. And where I was sitting in the classroom, I tried to stretch to see it.
Oh.
I was sitting like that, you know. And I said to me, "What are you looking at?" I said, "My sister." "What's your sister doing up there?"
Well.
I told her.
Mm-hmm.
"So I'm sorry," she said, "but you got to pay attention to what I did, or you won't go into the next grade." You know, I barely made it. So I had trouble. I did good at everything, but I couldn't. But arithmetic, you know, I had a tough time with numbers. And my father was so sharp at it.
Really?
Yeah. Because where he worked in the Berkshire Mills, he was a loom fixer.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to make out these tickets for the company as they were done. My father was the only one who could do it. They'd all go to him. He sat down one day and was showing me what he was doing. I could never do it.
Really?
It was very talking too much.